Okay, question 31. Okay, the question asking about which of the following may be the products formed when 1 mole of methane react with 2 mole of chlorine. I've told you that if you want to have only one compound, this one, you should add excess methane to with a little amount of chlorine. Okay, if you want to form the first one, okay, you should add excess chlorine to limited amount of methane. Okay, but if the ratio are similar, okay, 1 to 1 or 1 to 2 are similar, you cannot limit the products to form a single compound. You will form all kind of substituted products: single substituted, mono substituted, di substituted, or tetra substituted. So all of the foreigns can be the products. So the answer is D. Okay, remember, if the ratio are similar, multiple products will form. Okay, question number 32. It is talking about ethene. Okay, that means it has a double bond. And the double bond, the reaction are usually addition. So the second statement must not be correct. And the addition reaction does not require light. The first statement is correct. And because addition reaction only the substance which are act to the double bond, they are act to the same positions. Okay, and there are 2 carbon only. So only Br will substitute into the 2 carbon. So only one compound will be formed. So the third statement is incorrect. So the answer must be A. Okay, for question number 33, okay, which of the following can be used to distinguish the 2 compounds? Okay, first of all, remember zinc, iron, when you add excess, okay, ammonia solution into zinc. First of all, a little amount of ammonia add, it will form precipitate, and then finally, when excess ammonia formed, add, they will be dissolved. But for magnesium, when an alkali add to it, it will form precipitate and never will dissolve even excess alkali is added. So first can be used to distinguish. Okay, evaporating to dryness, of course not, because both are ionic compound. Evaporating to dryness, they will left the solid. It will be left. The ionic compound will be left, and both solid are white. You cannot distinguish them by their outlook, so it cannot be. Okay, in Form 4 study in the DSC's syllabus, we do not have learned about the faint color of these two ions. So the second statement is not correct. Okay, so the answer should be A2. Okay, for question number 34, talking about which of the following pieces of apparatus should be used in acid-base titrations. Remember, when we use acid-base titration, we need to use a pipette to transfer the first solution into a conical flask. So pipette is required, conical flask is required. And when we are going to do titration, we need to add another solution into the burette. So the first apparatus is also correct. So the answer is D. For question number 35, okay, when we are talking about reduce the emissions of pollutants from power stations. Power station burn coal, and coal usually contains sulfur. So if you can remove and you will form sulfur dioxide as one of the main pollutants, and because some of the carbon may not be burned completely, and because it has some other impurity, when you burn it, they cannot completely burn. They will form some particulates. So only considering these two pollutants, we can find out the answer. Why? Because scrubber is to use to remove SO2. Electrostatic precipitator is to remove particulates. And low sulfur contents coal, of course, because if there is no sulfur content, then it will not produce sulfur dioxide. So all three methods can be used to reduce the emission of pollutants. So the answer is D. Okay, the last multiple choice questions. The question asking about in case of accidentally spreading of acid on hand, so we use sodium hydroxide to wash it. I've told you always remember never treat a wound which are hurt by acid by washing it with alkali or vice versa. Why? Although we know that we put acid into alkali or alkali into acid, we can neutralize the acid or alkali, okay? But it is not a proper way to treat with accidentally spilling of acid or alkali on skin. Why? Because neutralization will provide heat, and the heat may further hurt your body. So never use this method. So the first statement must not be correct. But of course, the second statement, it is only talking about neutralization. Does it occur? Yes, because alkali can neutralize acid. So the second statement is correct. So the answer goes to C. Okay.